welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How's it going? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice week. Hope you had a good time. Hope maybe you have a date this weekend. Maybe you've been on the apps and you've been struggling a little bit and it's been hard and it's been annoying. You've had a lot of stops and starts conversation-wise. You've had a lot of people who are like, damn, dude, this is going well. And then suddenly it's not. Maybe you gotten some numbers lately. You asked for a date and immediately you were ghosted. Who knows what the fuck's been going on with you? But I hope maybe you're going on a date this weekend. That's what I hope. I hope you're either seeing your mother or you're going on a date this weekend. That's what I hope. That's the binary of the world. You're either seeing your mother or going on a date. That's the way Freud wanted it, and that's the way it is. I hope on Saturday you're going on a date after a long dry spell of annoying bullshit on apps or in person or whatever the fuck. I hope you're going on your first date after a huge dry spell from COVID, but then also just other social annoying bullshit. And then I hope right after that on Sunday, you're seeing your mother. That's what I hope. Hope you're doing the double whammy of maybe kissing a girl and then seeing your madre and then being like, damn, dude, this is what Freud was talking about. Everything's connected. Does that even make any sense? Who the fuck knows? All I know is that Freud is like, you want to fuck your mom? And then I got to kindly go, I don't know, Freud, maybe you want to fuck your mom. I hope someone said that to him. I hope at least one other doctor was like, yo, Freud, what's going on here, man? I think you just want to fuck your mom. It's cool that you want to fuck your mom. I mean, it's strange and we can talk about it, but why are you putting that on everybody else? You ever hear the psychological term projecting? I think you might be doing it to all of humanity. Freud wanted to fuck his mom. Was his mom attractive? I don't know. And I don't have an engineer or producer for this podcast where I could be like, hey, Jamie, look that up. I don't have a Jamie to tell him to look shit up for me very quick. So I'm just going to have to imagine in my brain that she was at least a decent looking lady. And Freud wanted to fuck his mom. Freud wanted to fuck his mom and he had trouble with his dad. Is that what happened? I don't know. I don't know about the dad part at all. I'm making that up. But it seems like it makes sense. I feel like if you want to fuck your mom, you probably have issues with your dad, right? At least a little bit. You're at least jealous of him, are you not? Anyway, Freud's a weirdo. Freud's a weird guy, but that's okay. We're all weird in our own way. I don't believe we're all weird in the way that he's weird and the way that he thinks everybody's weird. All I'm saying is Freud definitely... Mother's Day was a date night for him is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that when Mother's Day came around, if it even existed back then, which it probably didn't, but let's pretend it did, he was putting on a certain kind of cologne when he was seeing his madre on Mother's Day. That's all I'm saying. He was really getting his mother a bouquet of flowers, and it wasn't for being a good mom, it was for a little extra. That's all I'm saying. He's a weird guy. Anyway, I hope you're going on a date this weekend. Not Freud style. I hope it's with a person who's not your mother, bro. Okay? Yeah, dude. I don't know. Am I going to talk about dating again? Again, dude? Every fucking week? It's alright. Dating's okay. The apps are fine. I don't know. People are just like... You let me know if this would annoy you. I was messaging someone back and forth. Not a lot. She had a dog in her photos, and we're talking about her dog, and she had certain outfits for her dog. And I was like, "What's the fanciest outfit you have for your dog?" And then she goes, "Oh, I have a dress for her that's like real cute. But she doesn't have anything black tie official." And I said, damn, dude, your pup doesn't have anything black tie official? What's she going to wear to a pup wake? Or I said, damn, dude, how dare she not have anything black tie official? What's she going to wear to a pup wake? Okay? I said something like that. Something along those lines. Now, to me, she brought up black tie official. In my head, black tie official events are really only fucking funerals, right? What else is a wedding black tie official? I don't really know. You're gonna wear a black tie at a wedding? I don't know. I grew up going to a lot of Italian funerals, so I was told you wear a black tie to a funeral and that's it. And if you're wearing a black tie to anything else, you're being morbid. If you wear a black tie to a funeral, you're being disrespectful to the bride. That's what my dad would probably tell me. If you wear a black tie to a wedding, you're letting the groom and the bride know you're hoping the death to their relationship. Black ties mean death. So to me, when somebody says it's not black tie official, I think of wakes and funerals, so that's my response. And to me, a dog going to another dog's funeral is funny. That's a funny image to me. And I thought everybody would think that's funny. And this person responds and she goes, wow, that's dark. I don't want to think about a pup I don't want to think about, she made some typo and was like, I don't want to think about pup's funeral. And then she fucked up the frowny face, like it was like a period and a frown instead of the two dots and a frown. It was weird. She fucked up the frowny face, and also the sentence was slightly fucked up. It was a little bit off, but it doesn't matter if it was perfectly written. It was already a bummer that she goes, wow, that's dark. No, it isn't, dude. That's not dark, dude. It isn't. Okay? Dogs die. They do, man. They do. And I guess that's fine because, and that's also what I do on any sort of a dating scenario, in any sort of a setting where I'm meeting a new person who I potentially am like, oh, I would like to date this person. I just make jokes that I think are funny, that hopefully, that I would want the person who I'm with to also think is funny. I've talked about this on the podcast before, right? I got somebody's number one time because they asked me what their glasses looked like, and they looked like pedophile glasses. So I said, I'm going to be honest, you look like a pedophile. And she laughed. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who laughs when I say their glasses look like pedophile glasses. Because of course it's a joke. She could have easily looked at me and been like, that's kind of rude. I don't look like a pedophile. Why would you say that? And also, why would you talk about pedophiles? We're like we're trying to have a nice time. If that's the response, I go, ugh, and I'm done. You know? I turn into fucking Pusha T and I go, ugh, ugh. Right? That's his catchphrase. Ugh. I do that and I go, never mind. But yeah, I think I'm just running into a lot of that on apps of just like a person like, is that person? Wow, that's dark. It isn't, dude. Also, if you say that, what is your life, man? You've never been to a funeral? If you think me making a joke about a puppy going to another pup's wake is dark, try going to an actual wake. That's fucking dark, dude. Try going to 7 of your uncle's funerals. Trust me, that's dark. A pup funeral? Pretty hilarious. I'd rather go to that than my 9th Vincenzo's uncle's funeral. I'd rather see a schnauzer in a coffin than my Aunt Maria, okay? Anyway, so I hope you're going on a date. I hope you're killing the game, bro. I hope you're killing it. Nothing really happened this week, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Nothing really happened. I played a lot of Returnal. That's what I've been doing. I've been playing the fuck out of Returnal. PS5's first true exclusive is what everyone's been calling it, and it's very good. It's a roguelite, which I just figured out what roguelite and roguelike meant. And thank God I talked to somebody before I ever brought it up on the podcast, because I was trying to get into this game and I saw that it was a roguelite, and I was like, oh man, I thought roguelike was what the genre was called this whole time, but now I realize it's roguelite. And then I talked to somebody and they go, no, there's roguelikes and there's roguelites. And I was like, hey man, what the fuck? So a roguelike is the actual type of game where I think a roguelike is a game where you start from zero every time and you have to beat the entire game in one playthrough. And if you die permanently and you have to restart. But they give you certain bonuses and certain things happen to you for dying. So it's built into the game that you're supposed to die. Some of you listening probably already know what the fuck I'm talking about. Some of you are like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why I'm describing it. A roguelite is a game that shares some of those elements but isn't a true roguelike because they deviate it from it in some way where you might not have to beat the actual entire game. Returnal is a roguelite because you have to play through the game all in one run, but it's split into multiple sections, and there's things like, in a true roguelike, you have to fight every boss in one run, but in Returnal, if you beat a boss, you don't have to beat him again in that run. You can just skip past the boss and then go to the next area. You still have to go through that area, but you don't have to kill the boss. You could just go to the next area and fight that area's boss, which is chill. Anyway, it's a game from Housemarque, the creators of Resogun, who created that sick fucking Galaga. So it was basically Circular Galaga on the PS4, which was a very fun arcade game that I played the shit out of. I'm realizing, as I've played Returnal, I'm realizing like I played that game so fucking much. And it's weird how you can feel Resogun in this very different third-person shooter, but I guess it's still similar. It's still a shooter. It's still dodging bullets. The gameplay is... there's an easy way to translate Resogun's gameplay into Returnal's. But anyway, the game is about a woman who crash lands onto some sort of foreign planet in space, and you're in a spacesuit and you're in a downed ship, and what happens is they build the rogue-like stuff or the roguelite stuff into the actual game so that the game is actually like a Groundhog Day situation where every time you die, you wake up back at the crash site, but they work it into the cutscenes and into the actual gameplay. So like it's not just the mechanic, it's what's happening story-wise. So it's basically Edge of Tomorrow, the video game, and it's pretty chill. It's a very fun game. I beat it. The story is... I don't know. I got mixed feelings about the story. I don't want to spoil it because it just came out like a week ago, but I don't... It has a story that where its reveal at the end is a thing that fucking sucks whenever it happens in media. And fuck it, I'll talk about it. Spoiler alert. Spoilers for Returnal. I'm going to say the ending now. In Returnal, the end is it's all in your fucking head, and that I don't know. They make it work where you listen to different like holotapes of yourself. You're picking up different audio logs, and it's yourself talking from different times that you died or different times you were alive. And then you do these PT type house sequences where they're like these horror sequences in this 20th century house that is randomly in the first area of both sections of the game. The game is split into two sections where it's 3 levels and then the same 3 levels again, but like years into the future. So that they're a little bit different and the enemies are way different. And there's an underwater level in the second half, which is pretty sick. But anyway, the thing is, in the 20th century house, you find out that you have like a kid, and you keep seeing this spaceman, this eerie spaceman that's supposed to terrify you. And also, it's like, I'm not A friend of mine was playing these PT segments, and he goes, "Oh man, I was so like I had to cover my eyes through most of it." And I was like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" Because the main thing that's supposed to scare you in these PT type sections is this dude who looks like he Neil Armstrong or Lance Armstrong. I think it's Neil. It's not Lance. Neil was on the moon, right? Yeah. It's basically Neil Armstrong, a Neil Armstrong style moon man spacesuit. He's in the fucking old school spacesuit, and he's like walking around the house, and every sequence ends with him like grabbing you and tentacles coming out of his face, or him being outside the window. Like all of it ends with this guy as the stinger, and it's supposed to scare you. But I'm like, hey man, it's just an astronaut. I'm not afraid of an astronaut, dude. I've never been scared of Neil. I'm not gonna start now. And my friend was like, damn, dude, I have to cover my fucking eyes. I was like, have you ever played a horror game? You gonna play Resident Evil? And he's like, no, man. I've never played a horror game before. Why do you think I'm so terrified of a spaceman? I was like, oh, okay, dude. Don't watch Toy Story, dude. Buzz Lightyear's gonna freak you out. I wonder if he was scared of Buzz Lightyear as a child. Maybe it's all ingrained. Maybe when he was a young boy, Buzz Lightyear scared him. So now anything involved with space scares the fuck out of him. Any sort of a man in a spacesuit makes him go, holy shit. That reminds me of Buzz. Hey, man, I wouldn't blame him. Tim Allen's a terrifying person, man. Maybe he found out who Tim Allen was, and he goes, that's Buzz Lightyear? And then ever since then, he watches Buzz Lightyear, and he goes, holy shit, that guy's on a lot of coke. And now he connects that with all spacemen. And so now if he sees Neil Armstrong in an interview, or he sees the fucking spaceman in Returnal, he's like, God damn, dude, I'm fucked. Anyway, but you find out that all of these things that you're seeing, and the game ends with a car crash. Right? It shows you a car crash where it's your character in a car, and your daughter's in the back seat, and you're driving on the highway, and then a spaceman is on the highway, and then you veer off and you crash into the water. And then presumably your daughter dies, but you swim to the bridge, I think. And then the true ending, which you get after you beat it the first time, you unlocked Act 3. Which is just you have to collect these items, and then once you collect these items, you can go in the house one more time, and then you find a wheelchair in the basement, and then you get a car key, and then what happens is when you go to the ending again, there's like a car in the water. What happens is in the last level, you're underwater the whole time. After you beat the last boss, there's a car just chilling. And the first time you play, you walk past the car, and there's like this evil tentacle monster. And she's like, is this what you want me to see? Is this why you brought me here? And that's when you see the car crash on the bridge. But then the second time you play through, after the sun fragments, after you find the wheelchair in the basement, you go to the car, this time with a car key. So you turn the car key, and then there's this cutscene with an old woman in a chair, because the last house sequence you were sitting in a chair, right? You go and sit in the chair, and the house sequence ends. So now you show up. Now you go to this car, and you see a woman old as fuck, like a skeleton, in the chair. She looks pregnant. It's very confusing. And she attacks you, and then you hit her to the ground, and then she dies, I guess. And then what happens is you look at your hands, and then you're the spaceman on the bridge. And now you're seeing the car crash from the spaceman's perspective. And then the car crash happens, and you watch it happen. And then it cuts back into the perspective of you, the woman, in the water again, swimming to the surface. And your daughter, I guess, dying in the car. So I saw all that and was like, wait, okay, so is this just in your head? And then I read an explained thing. The first time I've done it in maybe years. Usually when a game ends, it's pretty self-explanatory. Even if it's confusing, you get it. And then when you go online, it says the true ending of The Last of Us 2. It's like, what does The Last of Us 2 ending really mean? It's like, I know what it means, dude. It's not, yeah. She fucking forgives Joel. That's what it was all about. The whole fucking thing was she couldn't forgive Joel. I get it, dude. And now she does. I get it. I don't need a 10-minute YouTube video explaining that. But for Returnal, it's vague enough where I was like, fuck it, I'll read an article about what the fuck this means. And it just confirmed what I thought. Like, oh, okay, yeah, it's all in your head. But I guess you're not dead. The article was saying that you swim to the surface and then it's you lying on the highway looking at the stars. So I guess maybe you look at the stars and you become comatose and this is your like fucking coma dream, which is cool, but also it's like none of it's real, dude. None of it's real. Which is fine because it's a video game, so of course none of it's real, but at the same time it's like... And this article was saying it goes against the tropes, or it goes against like game, like the common rhythm of game stories, and that like there's no satisfying end. We want something satisfying. We want something that to make our time feel worthwhile. But instead, the ending to this game is just a perpetual cycle that is never satisfied, which fits the gameplay again. So it is kind of cool that the story ends up fitting the gameplay, but at the same time, you're like, God damn, dude, I wish there was something of consequence to what I'm doing in this game. But at the same time, you're like, hey, but it does make a lot of sense for a game to be like, everything you're doing is inconsequential, because in the reality of the grand scheme of life, everything you do in a video game, even though you spend 50 fucking hours in it, it's inconsequential, bro. So maybe it's good to have a game be like, hey, there's no getting your daughter back. There's no getting your time back. You're investing what you want into this. You got to come to terms with if that's okay or not. The same way this character playing as has to come to terms with the fact that her daughter died. You got to come to terms with the fact that you spent a whole week playing this game. Are you okay with that? That's for you to figure out. But that's it, dude. That's all that really happened this week. That's it. That's all I really did. I played that game a lot, and it's good. I like it a lot. I recommend it to anyone who... But here's the... Okay. It's a really good game. It's probably my favorite game this year, but here's the thing. There's no save feature in it. And this is my first roguelite or roguelike. So I thought all of them don't have a save feature. So I was like, whatever, Housemarque, that's chill. But then my friend told me, well, Hades has a save feature. Like there are roguelites, if you're doing well in a run and you want to exit the game and you haven't died, you can save your progress. It doesn't save your progress permanently. If you die, you still have to reset, but it saves it for that run. So then I was like, well, wait a second. Then why not do that in Returnal? Because Returnal's runs are fucking sometimes 5 hours long. You could have a 3-hour fucking run in this game. And two things are annoying about no save feature. One of them is I would love to be able to play a game, a different game. Like sometimes your friends come online, you're in the middle of a 2-hour run, and they're like, do you want to play Fortnite? And you're like, I got to play this for another hour before I can go play an online game with my friends. That's a little fucking annoying. And the second thing that's very fucking annoying is the game has crashed on me maybe 10 times. Now, is that as many as Cyberpunk? No, Cyberpunk probably crashed on me 50 fucking times. But this game, I've played it maybe as much as Cyberpunk at this point. A little less. But it's crashed on me, I'd say 5 or 6 times it's crashed on me. Which is fucking not good. And it's like, people complained about Cyberpunk crashing, but you can save in that game whenever you want to. At any time. And it also checkpoints, like it saves itself. There are autosaves. You can manually save. Like there are ways to combat the crashing. The game shouldn't crash. That fucking sucks and it's annoying. And don't do that. Make your game better. I appreciate all the work you put in, but you got to put in a little bit more to have the game not crash every half hour. But Cyberpunk's fixed now, right? Wink. Damn, dude, that's the first time I fucking winked in my life. That felt weird as hell, man. I'm never fucking winking again, dude. Fuck that shit. I hope you're listening to the audio so you didn't see that ugly ass wink. No, but Cyberpunk, yeah, don't. That's the meme going around, that Cyberpunk is fixed. Pretty good videos. I saw a couple videos where it's like, so Cyberpunk's fixed, and then it's just a video of a giant bug that is still happening. Anyway, I'm not here to shit on Cyberpunk. That's been done to death. It's a game with problems. But Returnal, you'll be on a 2-hour run and the game will just freeze. And then you'll go, okay, put a save feature in, huh? If you don't want to put a save feature in, that's fine. But you better make sure your game never fucking freezes. Because this is not like other games. This game literally is saying fuck you when it crashes. It's going fuck that last 2 hours you invested into this. In a way that feels very bad. And I still keep playing because it's a good game. I mean, it's a testament to how good the gameplay is and how fun it is that I've kept playing. But at the same time, I completely understand people complaining about the lack of a save feature, and I completely understand people like putting this game down and never playing it again after getting 3 hours in, fighting 2 bosses, and then going to fight another boss, and that because you're like, hey, dude, I want to fight all the bosses this time. Or I just understand, like, hey, you get to the final boss after going through that fucking snow world and that first overgrown world, and you're like, hey, man, that took a lot. I got my health at a place I want. I got a really good weapon. My power-ups are fucking the sickest they've ever been. Let me go into the boss battle. What the fuck's up, man? Your screen is completely frozen. Hey, man, what the fuck's up, man? Why am I completely frozen? And then it's so frozen, right? And then you go to close the game app. You go, fuck it, man. I guess I just have to close the game app. So you go to close it, and then your PlayStation stays in a loop on that closed game app screen to the point where you got to fucking hold the PlayStation 5 button until it turns off, and then your system comes back on and has to repair itself. That's what happened to me, dude. And maybe that's part of the game. Maybe that's the perpetual closed game sign that you can't stop is just a metaphor for the story itself of the game that keeps going on and the cycle in her brain and you can never stop it. And Groundhog Day and Edge of Tomorrow and all that bullshit. Maybe my PlayStation was just manifesting the story by having it freeze and fuck up perpetually. Or maybe just you gotta fucking fix the game, dude. The silver lining is, hey, dude, the technical difficulties match the storyline, but the reality of it is Housemarque introduces save feature or fix the game. And not even that. Housemarque fixed the game and also put a save feature in because why not? You know? Anyway, the timer went off. The camera might be off right now. Not sure. I'll see you guys in a sec for the next part. What's up? I'm back. Yeah. So anyway, I played Returnal this week. But yeah, other than that, it was my birthday. That's also what happened this week. My birthday. Which is funny because before I even started the podcast, I guess it wasn't until I was talking about my week playing Returnal, I was like, oh yeah, also my birthday happened, and I guess I did go out for my birthday, and that was a thing that happened. But I get, but me feeling that way or having already forgotten that my birthday happened, I guess, is part of how I feel about it in general. Is that this birthday was probably the meest. It's got to happen every podcast. Say a fucking word completely incorrectly. This is probably the most inconsequential birthday I've ever had in my life. And for good and bad. I think for good because I'm living where I want to live. I have a job I like. Life has been worse and could be worse, and it's pretty good right now, and that's good. And so, when you're in a bad spot, there's weight to your birthday. There's when your birthday happens, you feel the pain of it. The pain of, damn, I'm this age and this is my life, right? So I'm feeling in a better spot than I was last year and the year before that, so I didn't feel that pain. But also, my life isn't, I don't know. I was going to say I'm not that excited about my birthday because my life isn't exactly what I want it to be yet. But I don't even know if that's really it. It felt inconsequential, and then I'm thinking maybe it felt inconsequential because the number. Because, what are the birthdays? The birthdays are 16, because some people are having fucking sweet 16s, or when's your bat mitzvah? If you're Jewish, 13's a big age, and I guess in general, 13's a big age because you're fucking 13. And 13 is, for some reason, a number that feels like a big age. 16, I guess, if it's a sweet 16, but also because you get your permit at 16. 17, you get to drive fully. You get your senior license. Is that what it's called? I think I've talked about that in this podcast, where I waited for the senior license because I did not want to drive with my permit. You get a permit, and they're like, you can drive, but not after 9 o'clock. And I was like, well, I don't want to have to worry about that, so I'm just going to wait for my fucking... Or no, your junior license. You get your permit, and then you can drive with a parent, with a person guiding you. And then you get your junior license, where they're like, you can drive, but not at night. We don't trust you for that yet. And then you go, oh, okay. I'm just going to wait for my senior, so I don't have to worry about fucking getting pulled over at 9 o'clock at night and a cop going, hey man, how old are you? Let me see your license. This is a junior license. I'm going to give you a ticket for driving at night. Fuck that. But that's another age, right? 21, or I guess 18, or is it 17? No, 17 years or older. At 17, you can watch R-rated movies, play M-rated games. So 18, what? You can smoke? I guess that's a big deal if you want to fucking smoke. 21, you get to drink, you get to go to a bar. That was a good, fun age. Started my love for bars. I wasn't a person with a fake ID, so I barely went to bars before I was 21. And then when I became 21, I really didn't go to them much. I tried out a couple. And then really 22, 23, I started finding bars I liked, going to one particular bar, having a good time. And then 25 is a big age because you're in the middle of 20. You're realizing the time you've wasted and thinking about how you want to spend the rest of your time. And then 26 and 27 is you going, damn, dude, I'm really wasting my fucking time. It's you realizing, hey, saying I want to do things isn't the same as doing them. And then, but 26 and 27, really, what are those? Those are just you going, oh, well, I guess I'm in my late 20s now. They're nothing feels big about them. They just feel like a slower descent into you becoming older. And then 28, what? I'm like, all right, 28. I'm almost 30. I got this, then I got 29, then I'm 30. But I didn't have the same thing of other years where I'm like, this year I'm going to do this year I'm going to do that. And it feels similar to how I felt about New Year's this year. I don't know why this year in particular I'm feeling these things. But, I mean, I guess I felt that way about New Year's every year, but this year in particular with COVID and all this shit, I really felt like, hey, New Year's is just a way for you to wait to do something that you should have already been doing and that you should just start doing the moment you think of doing it. I felt that way about my birthday. Usually on my birthday, I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. These are the things I'm actually going to fucking do this year. And then the year comes around and I've done half of them or a quarter of them. Or I haven't done the things I wanted to do, but I did other things, but I don't give myself credit for the other things because that's not the things that I said I would do. And so I guess I just became more aware more this year than ever. Like your birthday, or at least for me, my specific experience, my birthday just became something that made me wait to do things I should already start doing. And so instead of waiting, I haven't waited. You know? There are certain things that I'm going to start doing now after my birthday, and there are certain things that I started doing before my birthday, and my birthday is just a day. It's just a day that happens. You know? Like I was 28 before I was 28. Do you know what I'm saying? Sure, that's the day where it's like a year, okay, a fucking a spin around the sun, right? Or the earth is spun. Is that what it is? The earth spins around the sun one cycle every year. The rock is moved around the other fucking rock, or whatever the fuck. I forget what the phrase is. Another trip around the sun. Don't know, dude. I don't know. I shouldn't be trying to figure out this stupid fucking saying in the middle of me talking. If I was a more equipped podcaster and a smarter individual, I would have fucking nailed that. But I didn't, dude, because I'm dumb and I should not be talking right now. Anyway, what I was saying was, and there you go, there's that anyway, that fucking hard anyway that I say way too much. But what I'm saying is, I feel like your birthday shouldn't matter that much. It's fun to have a nice day, and if you want to make it a nice day, maybe it's a nice break for your life. Some people treat it like that, like this is my day to just do whatever the fuck I want. That's cool. And that's probably a good way to do it. If you live a very stressful life and you work really hard and you do a lot of things, and then you give yourself your birthday to relax, that's probably a good way to do it. But for me, that's what I was saying. For me, like I was talking to other people, and I guess this happened last year with a different friend where she was saying her age. And she kept saying her age before, like 2 weeks before it happened. And this year, I remember people were like, oh, how old are you? And I was saying like 27. But it was like a week until my birthday. So I was like, well, I'm basically 28. Because you are. You know what I'm saying? What are you holding on to? Once you're in the back half of the year, you're basically that age. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought I was 28 already. All of 27, I thought I was 28, which isn't a bad way to be, because then when you get to the new age, you're like, oh, fuck. I'm younger than I thought. Like when I got to 28 this year, I thought I was 29. I was like, oh, fuck, wait, I'm 28? And also the people around me were saying like, oh, how old are you? You turning 30? You turning 27? You turning 20? How old are you? You 26? How old are you? Like my age, that's also why I feel it's inconsequential, because my age is becoming so nebulous. As you get older, your age becomes so fucking unspecific. People just want to know, are you in your 30s? Are you in your 40s? Are you in your 20s? Where are you? But anyway, yeah, it was a nice time. I had a nice time. Hung out with my roommate. He's a good dude. So far, so good. He's a very good dude. I like him a lot. Hung out with a very close friend of mine. She's awesome. It was a... I just scratched my nose against the mic and it scared me. I don't know if you're watching the video, I just jumped. That's what you get for closing your eyes in the middle of talking on a podcast. You scratch your nose on the mic and then you scare your fucking self. It was a nice day. It was good. It was a good day. I was happy to it was nice to be out. I went to a restaurant and we sat inside. And it was nice, man. It felt good. It felt normal. That's how I feel about all this shit opening up. I don't know. There's still people who are like scared to go out places, and that's fine, and that's chill, and you do what you want. But I'm happy that things are opening up. I'm excited about it. I think it's good. I think if things are open, I think we're ready to open some things up. It seems that way. I don't know. But also, I'm not in a position of power to decide that. And I don't know all the facts and all the details. But if the people in this, if the people are saying it's good to open up and we're opening up, I'm glad for it. And I'm happy to see people out and about. And these restaurants need people in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to a restaurant, it feels good. It doesn't just feel like I'm going out tonight. It feels like, yeah, these restaurants need the fucking customers. So many places have gone out of business. It's nice to go out to dinner and feel like, hey, I'm helping keeping a place survive. I don't know. New York City's coming is I don't know. It seems pretty good these days. It's weird. People who don't fucking live there, they talk about it like it's fucking dead, and it's so strange to me. I lived in New York City before COVID, and now I'm living in it after COVID. And I don't know, you go to the Lower East Side on a Friday night, there's not much fucking difference. There's less places open, but there's kind of the same amount of people out. If you go into the Lower East Side on a Saturday night or a Friday night, it's bumping, dude. It's popping. People are out and about. People do not give a fuck. So I don't know. I don't really understand. And you could say that's good or bad. I mean, that's a value judgment that you have to decide for yourself. But what I'm saying is that it's clear proof that, like, hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about when you say, like, how is New York going to recover? It's figuring it out, man. It's figuring it out pretty quick. I don't know. And I'm also, who am I getting mad at? I'm getting mad at people. I'm listening to podcasts where people who don't fucking live in New York are talking about it. And I'm like, what am I even getting mad at that person for? That's like me telling you what's happening in LA because I fucking went there one time. That's like me going to LA now and then being like, fuck, dude, LA's fucked up. Anybody who lives in LA will be like, shut the fuck up, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Rightfully so, dude, because being at a place for a day does not make you understand whether it's doing well or not. What day of the week were you even there, dude? I don't know. Midtown is kind of dead, I guess. I don't really go there much, so maybe that's also a thing too. City's a big place. Maybe certain parts of it are more dead than I thought. I don't know. I'm just saying, you go to the Brooklyn, you go to fucking Lower East Side, you go to spots that were bumping before COVID, they're bumping now. They're doing pretty good. I don't know. What's fucking gone to shit? Times Square? Who gives a fuck? Fuck Times Square. Fuck Times Square, dude. Fuck it. Fuck that place. I said this before and I'll say it now, dude. That place, they should have once a year where they gas Times Square. Fuck that place, dude. COVID was the remedy to Times Square that we needed. If all the fucking big commercial real estate dies in Times Square, good, dude. Do we really need the fucking M&M store? No. Fuck it. I like Bubba Gump's, and it's open, dude. So what are even people talking about? I saw Red Lobster open the other day. Well, New York is back, bro. Unlimited shrimp at Red Lobster in Times Square. New York is fucking back, baby. Oh, man. I guess anyway. I forgot to talk about last week. I didn't talk about it at all. I don't know. And maybe I shouldn't. The Oscars, bro. I didn't watch it, so I don't know much about it. So I'll only talk about the stuff that I know about. And the only reason I want to talk about it is because I think it's very indicative of just how fucking stupid we are right now. Just how dumb and annoying we are as a culture right now. The only thing I know about it is that Chadwick Boseman was nominated for Best Actor. So was Anthony Hopkins. Whoever, I don't know who the fuck else was. It doesn't really matter. Does it? It doesn't really matter. We know the two that were maybe going to win. It was either going to be Chadwick or Anthony Hopkins. That's what it was. And also, by the way, okay, so what happened was a lot of people wanted Chadwick to win. I didn't see either movie, so I can't make a value judgment on either. I don't know why I'm saying value judgment so much on this fucking podcast. I almost never say it in real life. I can't make a value judgment on Anthony Hopkins or Chadwick Boseman's performances because I didn't see them. I saw the trailer to The Father. Looks very good. I haven't seen the trailer to the movie with Chadwick Boseman, but I hear it's good. Where did I see a trailer to The Father? On a YouTube video? I have no idea. It came up somewhere when I was watching something. Anyway, so they had the Oscars at some train station or some shit. I don't know. I know nothing about it. All I know about it was a friend who was telling me about it as they were watching it, and it seemed like a fucking shit show. Anyway, it sounds like from what he was saying that they were trying to end it on Chadwick Boseman winning. Like, it felt very much like they were going to have like they were expecting Chadwick Boseman to win. So what happened was Chadwick Boseman didn't win. Anthony Hopkins won. And Anthony Hopkins wasn't even there, so they just kind of ended the whole show very abruptly. Which, to be honest, is funny as fuck. Because Anthony Hopkins, because also in the time of COVID when there shouldn't even be an Oscars, it's very fitting that they end with an award. Usually they end with Best Picture, but in an unusual fashion for an unusual year, they were trying to end it with Best Actor so they could have a moment of Chadwick Boseman, the late great Chadwick Boseman, winning. And instead of that happening, a curveball happens and Anthony Hopkins wins. Anthony Hopkins wins, who's in fucking London or New Zealand or whatever the fuck he is. Or Copenhagen or whatever fucking British sounding thing I can say is. Whatever British sounding place there is, he's there and not at the Oscars. Rightfully so, dude. There's COVID. He's an old man. Don't catch that shit grabbing a trophy, all right? Or don't even catch that shit being nominated for a trophy, okay? Stay at home, dude. So it ends like that, and then what it proceeds to happen is people on Twitter start bitching and moaning and going, Chadwick Boseman should have won. Which is fine. It's fine if you think Chadwick Boseman should have won. That's cool, I guess. But it's not like Anthony Hopkins isn't one of the greatest actors of all time. And it's not like Anthony Hopkins, I mean, from what I've heard, they were both very deserving of the awards. And that's how I felt about it. I felt like, I mean, Anthony Hopkins, good for him. He won. And people were saying stuff like, well, Chadwick Boseman's family would have loved the award. And I'm like, why are you guys speaking for their family? Like, you don't know his family. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Also, how do you know what his family is like that you don't know them? Anyway, this led to Anthony Hopkins ended up doing a speech from his home in Copenhagen, London, British town, whatever British fucking place he's living in, whatever fucking British place he's living in it. He made a little video talking to the camera. He made a video. That was my Ricky Gervais. Oh, Anthony Hopkins won, did he now? I was shooting Aftermath. I didn't have time to watch it. Did I say Aftermath? Afterlife. I don't know what I said. Anyway, Anthony Hopkins. I like Ricky Gervais. He makes good TV shows. I like Derek. It's a good show. Uh, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, Anthony Hopkins made the video. He said, peace and love to Chadwick Boseman. I didn't watch the video. I read what he said. I should just watch the fucking video. I guess I'm part of the problem too. I don't watch the videos. I just read shit. But anyway, I read an article that was like Chadwick Boseman's family is okay with Anthony Hopkins winning. That's the title to the article. So I click on it and I'm reading it, and Chadwick Boseman's family was like, "Yeah, I mean, we're happy for Anthony Hopkins. It's an honor just to be nominated against such great actors, and we're sure that the same way we're happy for Anthony Hopkins would have been happy for Chadwick if he won. So we're very happy. We're very happy with what happened, and that's great for Anthony Hopkins." And I felt vindicated because I was like, this whole time I was like, and I didn't want to say it because in case Chadwick Boseman's family did really want him to win, like there's nothing wrong with that. But in my gut, I was like, well, what kind of assholes do you have to be to like get angry? Like they don't care. Their son is fucking dead. Like their family member's dead. They don't give a fuck about a trophy. What's the trophy going to do? Bring the son back? They don't care. So I just thought it was, but I just felt good of like, yeah, dude, shut up. Like all these people who are getting mad on behalf of the family, don't get mad on behalf of other people. You can get mad for yourself, but I saw people being like, his family would have been great for the family if he won. It would have been so great for the family. Dude, I saw Heath Ledger's family take a post-Hamas award into their hands and do a speech for him. They didn't seem that happy. They seemed like, this is nice and all, but we'd rather have our son alive. But anyway, I thought that was great. And also, to be clear, if Chadwick Boseman would have won, I would have been cool with that. That would have been great. That would have been nice. I didn't say all that to say that, I'm glad Anthony Hopkins won. I don't really give a shit who won. I mean, it's a trophy. It doesn't matter. What matters is the performance itself. Was it fucking amazing? Yeah. Plenty of great performances have been passed up by the Oscars. They're not an indicator of what's actually fucking good. I mean, sometimes they are. I mean, a lot of the movies nominated were good, but it's not the end-all, be-all. Tom Hardy didn't win for The Revenant, and let me tell you something, he should have. Atlanta didn't win the Emmy, even though that was the year they did Teddy Perkins. I already talked about this, but Teddy Perkins didn't win. The Emmys are bullshit. But, yeah, I just said all that to say, like, hey, man, shut up. When something happens, if you're upset about it, feel free to be upset, but do not rope somebody else's thoughts and feelings into what you feel. Don't speak for the grieving family of a son when something doesn't happen for him, okay? Let them speak for themselves, and they did, and they were happy for Anthony Hopkins. And that's a very fucking cool thing to be. Very nice. I don't know. Yeah, they seem like good people. Imagine if they weren't. Imagine if they're like, yeah, he should have won. That would be weird, man. That would be weird. The reaction you were having on Twitter is not what a grieving family has. That's what a weird, selfish person has. That's strange as fuck. Yeah, anyway. But it would have been nice if you won. I'm going to be honest. Would have been nice. Would have been sweet. I mean, it's nice of Anthony Hopkins to say something about Chadwick in his speech. I don't know what he said because I didn't listen to it, but I'm sure it was fine. I don't know. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, man. That's very sad that he died. He was a great actor. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever would have been great with him. Yeah, I don't know, man. The timer is almost out for this, and there's one more thing that I want to talk about, but I don't really know if I have enough time. Fuck it. I'm gonna stop here and restart the camera so I can talk about it. I'll be back in 1 sec. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I want to talk about this very quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I think too much time has already been spent on it, and I've talked about it already on this podcast with Billie Eilish because they were like trying to, there was like some picture of Billie Eilish in a bathing suit a while ago, and then people were like freaking out, and people were getting mad at her for showing her body, and then other people were like saying like, "Ooh, how hot she was," and all this bullshit. Anyway, so Billie Eilish just did a Vogue cover where she's wearing lingerie, and my reaction to that was, "Oh shit, that's a beautiful lady." That's an attractive lady. That's a beautiful woman. Damn, she's cute. That was my reaction. Because that's what other reaction should you have to that? I saw a New York Times article with the headline, I think it was the New York Times. It was some prestigious magazine or newspaper, whatever you want to call them now. They're all online. It doesn't matter. Magazine is glossy fucking paper, and a newspaper is shitty, coarse bullshit. That's the difference in my brain between the two of them. And now that they're both online, they might as well be the same fucking thing. Anyway, New York Times, I'm pretty sure, said Billie Eilish did Vogue, the BBC Vogue cover. What does it mean? That's what they said. What does it mean? It's not that fucking hard to figure out what it means. It's weird and gross and strange that that's even an article written in such a apparently prestigious paper. Why are you writing that article? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means she's an attractive lady and she's famous as fuck, and she's like, hey, why not do this fucking old school artsy style Vogue cover where I'm in lingerie and I look good? Why the fuck not? That's what it means. It means she felt like doing it. And you listen to her talk about it herself. It's a very simple thing. She fucking wore baggy clothes. I mean, just go listen to her say it. You don't need to hear me talk about it. Go listen to her say it. Go look up the article where she talks about it. Go look up videos where she talks about it. It's a very simple thing. She covered up because she didn't want people to judge her body or sexualize her or judge her, or like, she wanted to be judged based on her talent. And she was. And she is great at music. And she made a great career for herself. Okay? Now she's of age. And she's like, I feel like being sexy. So she did. So she was in a Vogue cover. That's it. There's no riddle to be solved. There's no discussion to be had. It's a very talented woman looking beautiful on a magazine cover. You don't need to write a New York Times article about it. You don't need to write a fucking 30-minute piece about it. You don't even need to be doing what I'm doing right now, talking on a podcast about it. No one really needs to say anything about it. The only real reaction, and maybe you don't think she's attractive and you're just like, oh, okay, not for me, whatever. The only reaction is, oh, cool, Vogue. Let me look at some of the fashion in this thing. Oh, shit, Billie Eilish, I like her music. Oh, she looks hot. She looks great. She looks beautiful. That's it, dude. So I guess I'm bringing this up just to say, like, how many times is this going to happen? How much more of a bullshit fucking story can people make? You know? I don't know. It just seems, I guess, indicative of everything else. Of the, so much news, so much news that exists in the world is nothing. So much of like, did you hear what's happening? Might as well have not be said to you. Do you guys feel that? Do you guys experience that? So much of people going like, did you hear what's going on? This following sentence is something that no one needs to hear ever. Which is a problem, because that means on a daily basis there are like 10 to 20 things that people are saying that don't need to be said, that don't matter. And that's what people are getting all the time. Just a bunch of like, did you hear about this thing that doesn't matter? And you're being inundated with all these things that don't matter at all constantly. And I'm just saying, hey, man, Billie Eilish is cute and she looks good in Vogue. And that's it. There's no story. There's no story. Did you hear what happened with Chadwick Boseman's family? Oh, they were totally cool with Anthony Hopkins winning? Oh, wow. Okay. What? It's just false controversy after false controversy after false controversy. None of them matter, man. When somebody comes up to you and they go, hey, did you hear what happened on Twitter? You go, no, because neither should you. No, because almost everything that happens on a website called Twitter doesn't matter, dude. Think of the word Twitter. The word Twitter is so fucking ridiculous. Like, that's where we've gotten to, where someone says, have you heard what was on Twitter? Everyone on a human level, on a gut level, should go, Twitter. That sounds like a irreputable website. That sounds like a bullshit fucking site. What's on there? Flash animation games? What is that? Is that some knockoff of E-Bombs World? What the fuck is Twitter, dude? And we did say that when it came out. Twitter. What a dumb fucking name. And now the New York Times is like, on Twitter, Joey from Staten Island said, yo, bro, I don't know about all this fucking Vogue shit. Anyway. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Good for Anthony Hopkins. And Billie Eilish she looks great. There you go. Anyway, fucking kudos and power to all those three people. They're all very talented. And yeah. I wish them the best. Anyway, that's it for the podcast this week. Thank you guys for listening. Really, just go read. Fuck what I said. Just go read what Billie Eilish said. If anybody says to you, if anybody gets into the nitty gritty of like the body stuff with her, just go listen to what she said. Just go hear it from her. She's got a great perspective on it, and like that's all you should care about. When it comes to somebody and like whether they show their body or not or whatever the fuck, just go listen to their opinion on it. And there's no and there's no deciphering what it means. The person will tell you what it means. And she tells you what it means better than anyone else could. So go fucking check that out. Don't listen to people who say, did you hear what happened on Twitter? And hope you go on a date this weekend. Hope you go on a date. Hope it's great. Or hope you see your mother for I was at Valentine's Day. Don't see your mom on Valentine's Day. That's fucked up. Freudian slip, dude. No, don't fuck your mom like Freud does. Yeah. Have a happy Mother's Day. Enjoy it. Play Returnal. I'm going to play Resident Evil this week, I think. Maybe I'll stream it. Thinking about it. Who knows? Anyway, I had a great time as always. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Jake, you're an idiot. Jake.